Hi there. My name is. Let's try this wrong right way. Hi, my name is Derek, and I've, I'm an observer. I've always just watched the world and thought about it and asked questions. And my latest question started innocently enough. I was watching a video on cave paintings, and noticeably gone from cave paintings are the painting of faces. They paint animals, they paint hands, or they, like spit on their hands or whatever to do an outline of their hands, stick figures of people sometimes, but never a face. And I always thought that was weird. Like, why, if you give somebody a paper and a pencil and said, draw me something, draw anything, there's like a 50-50 shot they're going to draw a face. You mean to tell me there was never a pretty face back in the caveman days that needed to be immortalized? Like even a simple, just cartoon, circular, round face with two eyes and a mouth, nothing. It's weird. We're talking about people that were just like hanging out in caves. That's where they like lived. Sorry, my cat is sniffing the camera right now. She may walk in front. No, she didn't. Okay. But it's so no faces. Okay. We just have to accept that. That's fact. They don't exist. So then I went further down the rabbit hole and I said, how long have modern humans, people like you and me, how long have we been on Earth? A quick Google search says 300,000 years. They found some jawbone somewhere 300,000 years ago, but they say we didn't become exactly like us until about 200,000 years ago. And I'm thinking to myself, 200,000 years of us and nothing of any significance. Now you can say so. I went further down the rabbit hole and said, when was the first human civilization? And they say that was the Samaritans 6,000 years ago. So 194,000 years of nothing, and then out of nowhere we just decided to start living together, working together. You know, it's a weird thing because as a human that I am, every day I strive to be better than I was the day before. I'm I'm always looking for new ways, better ways, more efficient ways of being me. And I can't understand how we just existed for 200, 300,000 years and did nothing. I mean, yes, some stone tools. Okay. And then out of nowhere, we just start building civilizations. And they're still kind of, uh, you know, using earth products, wood and metal and stuff, and there wasn't any electricity yet, and that kind of what brought me to when did modern humans become modern day humans, like right now? And I think it's when electricity started to flow into people's houses. I've heard it was the printing press. Yeah, sure, for sure, that helped, uh, produce books and educate people and stuff, but that still took some time, relatively speaking. If we're talking about 300,000 years, it was nothing, but, in a lifetime, it still took some time. And so electricity started flowing into people's houses about 150,000 years, 150,000, no, 150 years ago. So 150 years ago. And think about all we've done within those 150 years. I mean, we have airplanes, cars, uh, rockets to the moon and back. We got robots on different planets. We've done all this stuff in this short span of time, this 150 years. Modern computers, the internet, the whole deal. And for 200, 300,000 years, we just sat on our ass and just struggled to survive every day. and never invented anything, never it doesn't make any sense. Something's missing. There's something wrong with the narrative here, at least from my point of view, there is because I can't I just how many generations of humans is 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 that in 200,000 years, 300,000 years? That's a ton of people have come and gone, and nobody ever said, "Hey, let's work together. Let's make something. Let's make our lives better." And 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 I started thinking, okay, think about life 500 years from now. Oh, let's just go. Let's stay in the frame here. 150 years from now. 150 years from now. I mean, I'm not, you know, Nostradamus here or anything, but I imagine everything is going to be on the internet or digitally kept somehow. And if we were to collapse as a society, well, then everything about us would collapse with it because it's all digital. There's nothing in stone, you know. Um, you could say, oh, well, we'll have houses and all this kind of stuff. Well, that just gets worn away. I mean, we're talking 200,000 years. There's a lot of erosion there. 300,000 years, whatever. So it's like when you start thinking about the Matrix and stuff, like, if there was an advanced civilization before us, did they make this thing to put us in like some kind of cage, like we're goldfish? You know, it's weird. Something is not ringing true, and I can't put my finger on it. And science is empirical, and science says, well, there's no evidence of anything in the past because we haven't dug anything out of the ground. There's no signs of anything advanced. Well, that's because you're looking for things that are not advanced. Advanced is electronics, advanced is digital, advanced is the internet. You're looking at rocks. It's not advanced. It's stuff like this that just makes me hate that I'm a thinker, makes me hate that I'm an observer, because I sit here and I ask these questions that are not going to get answered. Oh, they won't get answered till death. And then I'll get the answer. And I'll be like, oh, of course, that's what it was. That's what happened. But right here, as we sit in this thing spinning around this sun, spinning around in itself, rotating around itself, just, going, what is it, 18 miles a second around the sun, we have no idea why we're here. And we're just here, just living each day like it's our last, polluting the hell out of this thing like we're going to go somewhere else. Like, there's nowhere else to go. Anyways, I'm getting too deep into this. The whole point is, I don't understand how we just sat around for 200,000 years and did nothing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, getting chased by lions and tigers and bears, that shit sucked, I'm sure. But at some point, somebody had to invent something to prevent that. Oh, I don't know. My name is Derek, and that's all I got. Bye.